What is up, I Love Basketball TV? It's Coach Ryan Razooky. Today I'm here with Coach Riley. Today we're going to show you how to blow by anybody. Let's get to it. First thing we want to develop is our offhand. Be able to use the hand that is not dribbling the basketball. So I want you to hold this one and just hold it out in front of you just like so. Right here. Perfect, okay? Obviously I'm just using this right now so we don't have to go to the wall. I would use a wall. It's one of the easiest things. Use a chair, use anything else is fine. So start dribbling with the right hand. Put your left hand here. Okay, now cross over and switch. Perfect. Switch, okay, freeze. Okay, now you have it. Take one dribble, switch, take one dribble, switch. Go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good. Now get rid of the dribble, just switch back and forth, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicely done, okay. Now bring the right leg forward, there you go, and go under that right leg. Easy, switch, left leg. Good, behind the back. Perfect, now go cross between, behind. Between, behind, perfect, cross. Between, behind, good, freeze. Okay, obviously it's gonna take some time, it's your first time ever doing this, I would imagine, but if you're a young player at home, it's a really, really good way to just get the idea and the hand speed and how to get the other hand up to actually do something, okay? So now we'll focus on how to actually use that to get past somebody. So let's do our first drive. Is going to be a bad example, then we'll show you the second drive, which is a good example. So the first drive, you're going to go left to right between the legs. You're going to take your right arm, put your right arm here, and he's going to try to drive to the basket. You're going to do the best you can to hold him with that right arm. All right? Left to right between the legs. Let's go. Okay, good. Now, so what we want to do is develop, because this happens all the time. And so what a lot of offensive players do is they don't necessarily continue to just drive through it. They'll change hands right away. They'll pick up the ball, right? Or it took you maybe 5 dribbles or so to get to your spot. So now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take that left arm, and just like how we were reaching for the basketball, we're gonna reach for your arm and push it off. Okay, so try to keep your arm on him as best as you can, and he's gonna try to get it off. Almost, almost. Now you just gotta focus on getting it off and try to get there in less dribbles. Very nice. Okay, not bad at all. What you can see in the slow-mo footage, or just in the footage in general, is that that arm is coming over. Now what I actually want you to do, instead of just kind of hitting it with your arm, is even just push it through with your hand. Like when you open up your hand, it's gonna be way better for you just to push it through there. And then I'll show you what he's gonna do next, but it's okay. There you go. Not bad at all. And what's even better is on this next one, I want you to reach for it and move it down before he even puts it on your body. Okay, go. Nice. Now that was the best one, okay? So you might ask, is this an offensive foul, right? Is this gonna be illegal? No, okay, it's not a hook. If I hook the defender, all right, and I come here, that's a hook. That is absolutely illegal. This hand check, right, even with this hand or this hand, right, oftentimes when the defensive player starts to control you and manipulate you, a lot of refs will start to call this the foul. But they won't call it every single time, because what would happen is that there'd be 200 million fouls a game and we'd never be able to play. So as the offensive player, you just have to take that initiative to just move it off and continue playing basketball. They cannot call it every single time, but that itself, when you watch the best players in the league, Kyrie, right, Steph, all our best ball handlers, Dame, you're gonna see them use this a lot, okay? Now what I want you to do is take your left hand when he drives and just put your left hand right there in his chest, because a lot of defenders will use that other arm to try to hold you for a second to then recover. All right, so we'll focus again on just swiping it off. Do the best you can to hold him just with your left hand. That's perfect. It's really well done, okay? So now as the offensive player, your job is to get the arm off and then to cut off the angle, which we haven't talked about yet, but just trying to come off as tight as you can, all right? Very nice, okay? So that was a much better rep. Your first one took you all the way towards the outside of the lane. Second one took you in a lot tighter. So this is the third part we're talking about. But the first piece is swiping off the arm, okay? This one right here, perfect. Then when you see the hand check coming and the hand check you straight in the chest, being able to push that one through, allow me to get through. But if we're shoulder to shoulder, what's gonna happen is we're gonna get shoulder bumps, or I'm gonna get shoulder to chest, and that's the worst thing that you ever wanna happen. Now, to mitigate all of this and to get rid of all of these issues is if I just get my shoulder to his hip, it is pretty much impossible to hand check this. How would you hand check this? Well, you can't, right? If I can get my shoulder to your hip there's no way that you can hand check me to hold me, and I'm able to blow by you a lot faster. And then even if you do slide your feet quick enough to get there, we'll have counters we'll work on next. But now, try to hand check him. Your focus is shoulder to hip. All right?
Hand check.
Either or, whichever one you want. Very nice. You see the lane Riley's taking is a nice and straight path to the basket, which is exactly what we want. Now do the same thing, and after you get past him, cut him off, and then get to the left side. Good. That's very good, right? And he's doing the best he can to hand check you and hold you, but you're still able to get through and get past him, which is well done, and to the fact that you could even cut him off. The reason I like the cutoff there is because it really shows you that, yes, we got past you, we got in front of you, even enough to get in front of you and get to the other side of you. So that was well done on the cutoff, right? It's not the only way to do it. Now, get past him and then kind of push back and hold him in jail, then get to the basket. Nice. Really well done, right? We take ownership of our space. We're able to get where we want to, and you're able to get past him every time. So I know we're talking about blow by, right? Being able to get past that defender, but what do you do when you get past him, and how do you control that space? Under control is very important, because I know some players who can get past people, but have no control when they get to the basket, right? So we gotta learn how to be under control. Okay, now, we focus just on that one move, drive to the right. Let's say we do that same between the legs, we try to drive to the right, and he cuts you off. Okay, he's able, not with his hands, but with his chest. All right, so now I want you to cut him off with the chest. A few moves that I really like when defense cuts you off with the chest is a behind the back or a spin move, right? Because you're able to protect the ball behind you instead of across or between. It's a little bit more difficult. So let's focus on one of those. When you cut, as soon as he goes between the legs and he takes his first dribble, chest right there to the spot, okay? And then make your counter. Very nice, but I want you to try to be more explosive on your first dribble. So really throw that first dribble out there, okay? He's got to beat you to the spot because you're trying to get shoulder to hip. Back up a step. Good, and try to beat him. Go. Run. Nice. Right, like I said, I really like those two moves because once he beats you to the spot, if you're able to protect the ball, and now look how I'm able to get my shoulder past his hip right here, or even with that behind the back. I'm here, and I can then get my shoulder right past his hip. There's a few ways to kind of continue to allow him to move, and I can come to this side. That was well done, right? Crossover can be a little more exposed. Between legs is cool, but you need some space to get your legs there. You can always snatch it, which is a good option as well. But chest in front is kind of tough. Once you turn his hips, it's a lot better. So that's chest in front. It's great defense. We get you to turn your hips. We have a ton of different options. But we want to blow past you. We've already talked about a few ways to blow past you, right? There's our counter. Now, anytime you do something to the right, you got to do it to the left. So let's focus on that off arm swipe. Going left. So go right to left. Focus on that arm swipe. Very nice. Now cut him off. Same swipe, cut him off. Good, drive, cut him off. Very nice. Now beat him with your chest, and then you can counter. Push. Good. Now the only issue with this spin move here is that you want to be very aware of the help side defenders and where they are. Because if I'm driving this way, the last thing I want is to spin into a help side defender. So that's why behind the back is a good option. Of course, you can retreat. You have a flurry of different ways that you can, escape from that. It's just one way that I like to when I have space. We'll talk about some high to low action. So let's start here. This will be our last one because we've talked before about just being able to get our shoulder past your hip. But what you'll notice as good offensive players is the defense will like to mirror us. If you're guarding me and I stand here, you will probably stand about this high. And then the moment that I start to get a little bit lower, you will naturally also get a little bit lower. And so we can bait them into what we want. All right, now let's drive left, chest, cut them off. You're gonna retreat. And as you retreat to this line, I want you to stand up nice and tall. Creep closer to him. You're gonna go between the legs and focus on getting that left shoulder right past his hip and explode before he has time to do the same thing. All right, let's go. Left, retreat, stand up, stand up, stand up, drop. Perfect. Really well done, right? You see once he stood up and you kind of start to stand up also, you relax a little bit more. And it's a very natural thing to do. So if you can learn how to play from your highs to your lows, it's gonna help you to blow by. You also saw that we're playing not only from high to low, but from slow to fast, which is a huge key as well. All right, we're focused on driving left, we can drive right, we can do either, or we can get in front of our defender, we can control space, we're not rushing into anything. When they're trying to hand check us, we can swipe them, or we can drop our shoulders lower, right? We can get them to mirror us and mimic us, but that's probably the best way to blow by somebody is focusing on that shoulder getting low, being explosive off that first step, using our arms to not allow them to hand check us, and if we can get to that space, and if they cut us off, we have enough counters to get back to the other side. All right, great work today.
Thank you. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed today's video, so make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you did, and subscribe as we're dropping new videos every single week. So make sure you hit that notification bell. And if you hit the link and the pinned comment down below, it's gonna give you access to our new shooting program. So make sure that you go get that one, as it's an incredible program and it's gonna help you a ton. We'll catch you guys in the next video.